Hello, this week, Autumn 2, Week 6, we're looking at division using the 3 times table mainly. We've been looking at division all this week using the 2 times table, 5 times table and 10 times table too. But the 3 times table is a little unfamiliar, so the first thing I'd do is get everybody to write out their threes. We do this with a little dance in class, but it goes like this. You've got 3, 6, 9 and 12. We do those on our hands and knees. And then 15 and 18 is the cross your arms one. And then the 20s are all on our shoulders. So 21, 24, 27, they're on our shoulders. And 30 is an eye, 33 is another eye, and 36 is the end bit where we sparkle above our head. So to help them remember, I do a stick person. The stick person's got massive shoulders though. He's got legs and he's got arms. There we go. So when we do our dance, we do 1 times 3 here. 1 times 3, easy peasy 3. 2 times 3, easy peasy 6. Then we pat that knee. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 3 on the other knee is 12. And then we do this thing with our hands. We cross our hands. It's 5 times 3 goes there. 5 times 3 is 15. 6 times 3 there is 18. They're the teens. And then the 20s are all on our shoulders. We say 7 times 3 equals 21. 8 times 3 gets stuck in our throat. 8 times 3 is 24. 9 times 3 is 27. And then on the head, he's a big head, doesn't he? We've got 10 times 3, which is easy, that's 30. 11 times 3 is 33. And then we do this thing where we get all our hands going, woo, 12 times 3. So 12 times 3 is up here. 12 times 3 is 36. So that needs to be really in their heads so they can do it within 2 seconds of being asked it. That's what I would do if I was doing this. We've also looked this week at fact families. I'm a bit worried about fact families because sometimes they use them without making sense. So if we know that 2 times 3 equals 6, we can switch them. We know that 3 times 2 equals 6. And when we come to do division, our biggest number now goes at the front. So our biggest number is called the dividend, daddy dividend. And we use the division symbol. And we've got these numbers to juggle with. So 6 divided by 2, 6 shared into 2 groups equals 3. And we can do another fact family combination, which is 6 again. You've got to use the biggest number in division. 6 divided by, 3 equals 2. So we're using sort of this combination of 3 numbers to make other calculations. But remember that the biggest number in division, the dividend, has to go here. Okay, so fact families also might help too. Right, so how does it work? Well, the first calculation is 6 divided by 3. So here I go in my book. I get my book and I'm going to put 6 on the line divided by 3 equals. I'm basically asking myself, how many 3s go into 6? Well, I've got 1 lot of 3 there. 2 lots of 3. So there are 2 lots of 3s that go into 6. The next one is 12 divided by 3. See that I've missed a line, so not all squished and squashed up. Well, how many 3s go into 12? So here's 12. Where's 12? That's 1 lot of 3, 2 lots of 3, 3 lots of 3, 4 lots of 3. Children might need to count how many lots physically go in, or they might be able to do this on their fingers. So how many lots of 3 go into 6? There's 3, there's 6, there's 2 lots. How many lots of 3 go into 12? 3, 6, 9, 12. That's 4 lots. So hopefully by using either the skip counting number line or the fingers, they can get it. Or if they're quick, they can use their fact families, because I know 3 times 2 is 6. So I know it's going to be a 3 or a 2, depending. The challenge questions are in the red boxes. Only do those if you either have a strategy or you can work it out. Don't do them if you're focused still on this stage. one of the questions underneath, I think, was to make a bar model from one of the calculations, was it? Let's say I was going for this one here. With my ruler, I would put the biggest number at the top. My biggest number is 12. That goes there. That's my dividend. And then I've got to ask myself, how many groups am I splitting my 12 into? Is it 4 or is it 3? It's 3 because it's shared by 3. So my bottom box needs to show 3 equal groups. Not very good at 3. That's about that, isn't it? So this is showing 12 divided or shared into 3, and there's 4 in each box or packet or whatever question it is. All right. So just for one question, show me that you can turn the calculation into a bar model, and then you need to make this into a calculation story. In other words, you've got to come up with a word problem. So let's say that Mrs. Roy takes 12 children, and I'm using my nice neat handwriting. Mrs. Roy takes 12 children out for extra play. Hooray. Full stop. Now she takes 12 children out for extra play. That's that one. Now she needs to take 1, 2, 3. She needs to take 3 groups of 4. So I'm going to say she takes 4 children at a time in a group. She takes 4 children at a time in a group. And then I'm going to have to ask, how many groups? How many groups does she take? Question mark. Ta-da! Hopefully, it matches up. 12 children. She takes 4 children at a time. Yeah, 4 children. 4, yeah. And she takes the groups 3 times. So that should be your maths. With the literacy homework, the spellings I think are quite easy this week. They're simply spellings that have the prefix re. We'll look at those in class. But I've asked you to make some sentences that are commands. Commands generally end with commands of bossy. So something like, take off your shoes. And you might even end in an exclamation mark. A question's easy. Please take off your shoes. One sentence in an exclamation, your shoes are filthy. A possessive apostrophe starts to become a bit tricky. In class, we've been doing, tell you what, the whiteboard. We've been doing the name and the noun combination. So you need someone's name, and then you need a noun. So if it was, let's go for Asmi. Asmi had a load of pencils. And when we say Asmi's pencils, we don't say Asmi pencils, we say Asmi's pencils. And we put an S on the end of Asmi's name, not because there's more than one, not because it's plural, not because we have more than one Asmi, goodness forbid, but because the pencils belong to Asmi. To show that it's not just a plural and all a bit confusing, we put an apostrophe between their name and their S. And then that apostrophe is an apostrophe of possession. It's like a knot that ties Asmi to her pencil, so no one else is going to be confused. It's not going to be Alfie's pencils or Arohi's pencils. Oh no, the apostrophe ties Asmi's name to the noun. Right? So the apostrophe goes at the end of her name, between her name ending and that S. Right? That's a knotty apostrophe. There's another type of apostrophe that isn't to do with names or nouns. This apostrophe is the apostrophe for omission. That's next. Sometimes when we say something like this in English, they are, or he will, we use an apostrophe to show which letters are missing, which letters are omitted. So they are can be written also they are, and that A gets screwed up in a little tight ball and it gets put inside that apostrophe there. So inside that apostrophe is a little A hiding. And that apostrophe is a hollow apostrophe. It's got a letter inside it. It's not like the other apostrophe, which was a knotty apostrophe tying two words together. This now is the keeper of the A. So they are has an apostrophe to show omission. Same with he will, but this time not just one letter but two. So we screw up the W and the I. We screw them up and we put them just where they were. So inside that apostrophe now are not just one letter but two letters, the W and the I. So he will becomes heal. I think questions 4 and 5 need those apostrophes because they're tricky. Question 6 is about speech. When we have speech, we say what we say in a sentence. So help me, shouted. Shouted Peppa Pig. And because it's an exciting sentence, oh yes, there she goes. The bit that she says, which is help me, out loud, needs inverted commas. We call these 66 because it looks like 66 and a 99. The bit that Peppa Pig actually shouts is help me. The shouted is the story writer, the narrator. We need a 66, a 99 around speech. We need a capital, and tucked inside here, not here, but tucked inside needs to be a closing punctuation here. So I'm going to put an exclamation mark again because help me sounds like it needs one. The next letter is a little letter. It sounds a bit weird and feels a bit weird putting a little letter next to a punctuation that closes a sentence. But speech is a sentence within a sentence. So just get used to putting a capital there, closing punctuation there, your 99, and then a little letter. That happens. I've used a capital for Peppa Pig because she's a proper noun, apparently. Okay, please remember to use your best handwriting, and I look forward to seeing it next week.